What's up, everybody? It's Johnny Bronto here with HauntScene.
HauntScene in the house.
It is Tuesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You are where you should be watching America's #1 rated Haunt live podcast on Tuesday nights at 8 o'clock. I don't know. I just made that up. I'm your host, Johnny Bronto. With me, as always, my lovely, beautiful, amazing co-host, Melissa Luke.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to HauntScene Live on Tuesday night. Hi,
So, you might have noticed that there's a little bit of a difference. Looks a little different, right?
Is it?
I may have...
Has it changed?
It has changed for the first time in a little while, yeah.
I just noticed it now, actually.
Cool. Bring us a little closer to you. There we go. All right, so welcome to the show. It is our season 11 premiere. Can you believe we've been doing this for I've been doing this for 11 years. You've been doing this for 9 years.
9 years.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Pretty crazy.
That is wild how fast time goes.
So we got a new little sponsor badge up here. Look at that. Pretty cool. Want to give a shout out to our 2025 sponsors so far. Right now, Fright Night South Florida Fairgrounds, Woods of Terror, and Dr. Grimley's Haunted Trail, and a brand new sponsor this year, Halloween Shirt Company. So thank you all for sponsoring the show.
It's happen to be the shirts I'm wearing.
I'm wearing a
I have
Halloween
that one,
Shirt
October
Company.
Forever,
Wow.
and Dracula.
Yeah. Nice shirt.
Thank
That's
you.
cool.
Dracula's Funhouse.
Wow.
Gotta represent.
That's awesome. All right, cool. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to play a little clip here. I've been wanting to talk to Spooky Kisses Haunts for a while. So I want to give a little taste first of what it's going to be like, because if you've not seen Spooky Kisses Haunts, it's amazeballs. The production value and everything that goes into it. They spend days at haunts getting all this content, interviews, and it's just like... It's
hours of dedication.
It's like my idol.
And it all pays off, and it's amazing.
My idol today.
Yes, I just saw the videos today. It's amazing.
Know, so good. There's so many things. We're going to get all into that with the host, but I want to give you a little taste here. Let's go ahead and play a little clip here. Check it out.
Based on that, I know exactly where I'd put you.
I don't want to touch it. This is my life, my world, and these are my kind of people.
You have a great time, you might come out without a finger.
Don't let Kim hear that.
Killer, I'll kill her. Tunnel of love, baby.
Like myself, these individuals are, well, a little unhinged.
Stop! It burns when I pee! It burns when I... Oh my God! It burns when I pee!
We all exist at the fringes of society.
This is Spooky Kisses, and we are at Barrett's Haunting Mansion in Abington, Massachusetts.
Join me on this journey as I travel the country and peek inside this strange and captivating subculture. And reveal the terrifying industry behind it. This is a world of fear, fun, and exceptional creativity.
Do you ever have nightmares that you're on a hayride, like a haunted hayride all by yourself?
Figure out how to move around your scene, how to weave your way through customers.
My mind blanks when I think to myself, how could I end up here? At an abandoned mental institution in Detroit, Michigan. Tonight, we're at Eloise Asylum.
We can get you bloody, we can get you wet, we can put you in a coffin, we can put you in a cage. We can tie you in handcuffs, we can make it.
People hate this hallway because they don't expect anyone to be under them.
Join us for an exclusive behind-the-scenes tour and discover what it takes to create the perfect scare.
You're gonna get shocked.
Ouch! Yeah. And that hurts. They tell you not to. I have to touch it. So I was like, ow! It really actually kind of hurt. I know.
Making grown men run away and scream and piss themselves is the most empowering thing you could feel as a woman.
That's so
right.
fun. I love that. I love the
that
energy. I love the dedication, the enthusiasm. I love that. You just have fun with it, and I love that so much.
That's awesome. So, welcome to the show, Spooky
Thank
Kisses.
you for
Hi,
having
Spooky
me.
Kisses.
I'm excited to be here.
Oh my God. Even like your studio setup is like
It's amazing.
production value.
Very professional.
Yeah, it's a crazy, crazy studio. Everybody really comments on it. I mean, you know, this is where Rich, who is my husband, does all the editing, is like right here.
All right. And they're off camera doing the support thing. So welcome to the show. I don't think we've ever actually physically crossed paths with each other, but we've been to a lot of the same places. Yeah. Awesome. All right, so let's do this. We're going to do a very lazy thing. We're going to let you introduce yourself here because this part's called the elevator pitch.
I love that.
Spooky Kisses, you are on HauntScene Live. Go ahead and introduce yourself to America. Tell everybody who you are, what you do, all your life story.
Okay, I'm Spooky Kisses, and I am the host of Spooky Kisses Haunts, and we are on Amazon, Tubi, Screambox, the same place that they do Terrifier 3, and also a few other channels that I don't even know. I mean, they're like smaller ones. And we just recently started putting episodes on YouTube. So we have maybe, full ones. We were putting promos out there, but we just recently started having all of them. And we are a show that is about haunts, but not just like, we don't really do reviews. It's kind of a weird show. We don't do reviews and we don't do just full walkthroughs. It's a whole bunch of clips. We felt like if we did the walkthroughs just straight through, that it would spoil it for the haunt owners. But I'm not knocking anybody that does that. I just feel like it's a lot more interesting to just have shots and different things like that. Plus, I've really wanted to get to know the haunt owners and get to know the scare actors and just see what they're all about. What's their lives? Like, why do they start? Why do they do it? Why did they even open a haunt in the first place? Why do they have a business that's only lucrative for 6 weeks a year, really? I know that the off seasons too, but for real, that's really the main part that they're really, really, making the money with. Ugh, that was a weird sentence. But anyways, that's what I'm all about. I'm kind of like Joan Rivers and Pee Wee Herman wrapped together is how I like to think of myself. And I'm just sort of a goofy person that is terrified in haunts. And, I'm kind of like, what's going on in here? And that's basically my gig.
That's fun.
Awesome.
I like that.
How was that?
That's really good.
That was really great.
Yeah, I love, you said a couple things in there and that's very, very close to my heart. There are awesome reviewers out there for haunts, but you do it for the love of the things and to show the inside from the haunts from the inside out. And we also subscribe to that as well. So that's really, really cool, which is obviously a little bit of a different way, but that's
it's
really
great
cool.
to have like-minded people like that in the community. So they love what they do, and that's great.
Yeah, it's just, it has everything. I mean, the artwork, it's insane. And they're perfectionists. And who knew? I mean, like back in the day when I was growing up, I used to go to Spooky World, and I'd drag my sisters there and I'd be like, let's go to Spooky World, let's go to Spooky World. And just because that's the one that was kind of closest to us. I mean, there was a few other ones, but we would go there every year. But it's so cool to be able, as you know, because you guys do it too, travel around and see all these places that you never would go as a kid. Just get in the car, drive for 8 hours, and hit one that's really far away. I mean, that's kind of a dream, right? In a weird way.
Yeah. It's kind of cool. It's something I always wanted to do, actually. So.
Yeah, they have so much passion. I mean, the owners are crazy and meticulous. And what's funny is it's so dark in there, right? That you get to see it and I get to see it, but most people don't get to see all the detail that they do.
Yeah.
It's insane.
It's for them. That's okay.
I really think that people are seeing all this stuff, but most people, the regular person is just running through like, whoa.
Tunnel vision, not looking at anything. But that's why it's nice to do lights on tours and stuff, and you get to see things you don't normally get to see in the dark, which is kind of cool. Get to see the little details and everything.
Yeah,
so.
Definitely an art form. All right, so we have your. I'm just gonna before we get further, I want to share all your info here because I know a lot of. Some of your audience are probably meeting us for the first time, and some of our audience are meeting you for the first time. So I want to make sure I share all your info. It's basically Spooky Kisses, Haunts on everything. Pretty easy.
It's
good job, by the way.
Ours is HauntScene on everything.
Yeah.
It just keeps things easy and simple.
So easy. I feel kind of bad when some either podcasts or haunts, they can't get their name on everything.
Yeah, that sucks, right?
The long names.
So it's like they have to have different stuff, and it's just but that's
it gets
really
confusing.
cool. It does. It does. So you've got the website there, SpookyKissesHaunts.com, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Facebook. Literally just Google Spooky Kisses Haunts. It'll pop up everywhere. And then like Spooky Kisses mentioned here, there's also you can stream the show on Tubi and Amazon Prime and Screambox and everything. You can stream it for free. It doesn't cost anything. Go and check it out. I think if you watch one episode, it's kind of like eating a Pringle. It's like a haunt Pringle. It'll be kind of addicting.
That's
It's like
awesome.
you can't eat just one.
Yeah.
Gotta eat the whole thing.
It is just so, like, your intro is a banger. I mean,
Yeah.
I was like,
Very well done.
where's
I
my intro?
love your
Is that
videos, and I just
So
love the
good.
fun behind it, and
It is. It's so much fun.
It's a good
I mean,
time.
We fell into this. We didn't mean to film haunts. What happened was, back a long time ago, my husband used to do a show about motorcycles.
Oh, okay.
Right? And he stopped because life got in the way. And that's a whole nother story. But anyway, life got in the way and he stopped doing that. And he didn't even touch a camera. He sold all his equipment. He got rid of it all. And then I said, I really want to do YouTube, right? This is before all this. And I just wanted to do stupid things like, this is how you glue fingernails on. Like he takes everything to a whole new level, right? Because he is the talent. I'm the jerk with a microphone. He's the one that does the editing, the camera work. He does everything. So, and the sound, as you know, because you do it too. So like everything he does. So, but I'm sort of like, I guess, his muse. Because he really wasn't into haunts because he's from England. They don't really have that many there.
Yeah.
And they don't even really have Halloween, not like we do. So he didn't get it. But on one of our first dates, we went to a haunt. It's closed now. It's called Times Scare.
Okay.
And it was June. But you eat, and then you go through this haunt. And it was only us, right? And I was so freaked out because, like, I hadn't been to one in a long time, and they're so much better now. And also because it was June and it was only us in there, they went for it. And he was like, "Is there something wrong with you? Like, how come you're so scared? You know it's not real, right?" And he was like, "What the hell?" But you went through a refrigerator and all this cool stuff. But anyway, so we always kind of had that in the back of our mind, but we still didn't actually set out to do haunts. We were going to do kind of like maybe a travel show, and we live sort of next to Salem because we're in New Hampshire.
Oh, cool.
And we went to Salem, and we were just kind of, it was really hot, and he had this big-ass camera, like, on his shoulder, like a news camera, and we're walking around, we're like, what are we filming? And I was outside making fun of these mannequins and stuff, because I'm like a wise ass, and this girl goes, hey, come in here. And it was a little tiny haunt called the Witch's Mansion.
Oh my God, we've been there.
We went through that.
Yeah.
We
It's
found it when we were walking around. Yeah.
It's like and there's no actors in there. It's nothing. It's just like this little, it's just really short. So anyways, we filmed it, and her name was Destiny, which is also weird, the girl at the desk. And then after that, when we got home, he goes, you know what? The only thing that came out good was the haunt. So I was like, so he started calling them up. And the first one that we called after that was Haunted Overlook.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, nice.
But I hadn't
We've been there.
lived here. I was living in Tennessee, and I lived in New York, and so I wasn't around during the years when they opened it up here. So I had no idea, and I'm researching it, and he's like, you know what? I think it's big. It's a big one.
It's a big
It's a good one. And I was like, okay. I was like researching Eric Lowther, who is the owner, and everything, and like trying to figure it out, and like getting really nervous because I never, did it before, really. And we went there, and they were so nice. Like, Eric is amazing.
Yeah.
He is so giving. He will let anybody film there, like for YouTube and stuff. He loves it. They're all a bunch of big hams. I think they're listening. And when I went there, Eric was too busy at first because I was like, "Can I do an interview?" And he was like, "No, I'm gonna have you go with Nikki." And I was like, "Damn it, I didn't because I researched Eric." So then I had to go back and research Nikki and like go back. Okay, what's she all about? And then because how we do it is basically we do walkthroughs with the owner and also a delegate. And then I go through the haunt also, and they freak me out. And also we talk to all the scare actors and get their take on it, which is my favorite because I love the scare actors.
Yeah.
Because they always have such wacky things to say. There's the sound bites, they just say like such weird things. And I in a way, I'll be honest, I kind of try to get them to say some weird things. But I really don't need any help.
Yeah,
they're just
being
That's the fun in it.
them being
Yeah.
themselves.
It's like improv. They can think of things right on the spot, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, they're awesome, and the makeup is awesome. And at Haunted Overload, they don't have I know a lot of these places they have, they go and they have a costume place, and the person sets them up. They say, okay, wear this, and you're going to be in this scene, and you're going to wear this makeup, right? And they have the makeup artists and stuff. Well, they don't do that there. It's all artists. I mean, not only do they make all that stuff, you guys, I don't know if you know this or not, because they do all their own makeup. They do their own costumes. They have their own ideas. It has a lot of freedom. I really love that. I think that's amazing, And then a lot of the actors end up building the sets. Because I asked Jim Warner at Penhurst, because I know you interviewed him, I said, do you make your scare actors build this place? He was like, no, no. It's like, oh, okay, because I didn't know. I thought that was a thing. Because they have a lot of the scare actors actually build Haunted Overload with Eric. They build those amazing structures.
Yeah, they have really good. Because we've been to Haunted Overload, but it's been a couple of years.
It's been a while.
They do really good social media content like year round as they're building stuff.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's a really
And
good one to
their
follow.
things are just huge
Yeah.
to scale. That was the first time, I think the year after I joined HauntScene, it was the first time I went on the road trip with Johnny to independent haunts in different states. And that was one of my first haunts I did. And it was amazing. It blew my mind just how amazing and huge it was.
Oh, me too. I mean, because I'd been to like I said, like Spooky World and these other ones, but nothing like that.
Nothing
was
to that
crazy.
scale. Everything was just so massive.
I mean,
Like the
amazing.
skeletons, the
It's
props
artwork.
and everything.
It's artwork. And everybody's there so nice. So they ended up being kind of like friends of ours now because we went and filmed there so many times. And that actually made our first season is opening up with Haunted Overload Reloaded because they were our first, when we started after, that small little one in Salem. So we felt we could do it better. So we really only want to do one on each one, but they got two. But we had so much footage because we've been there so many times. And we've been there for, even stuff like their rap party. We went to that. And we went, they do weird things where they all get together. They go bowling. I didn't go to that one, but they find all these cars in the garbage of, little kid cars. And they all get together in the middle of the summer, and they wear their costumes, and they go down hills and stuff, and we film that.
That's cute.
And I did
That
it
sounds like
too.
a lot of fun.
It is, but it's kind of scary, too, because you can get hurt, seriously.
That's true. You get hurt for real.
Yeah. But yeah, so we had so much footage that actually it made it harder to do the episode, but than some of the others. But we love them. We love those guys. They're really sweet.
Oh, that's awesome. Because you spend multiple days at the haunted attractions.
That's correct.
Wow,
yeah. So how it works, in case anybody's listening that wants us to film with them, how it works is, which makes it actually one of the things that makes it really hard is we have to get things that YouTubers don't have to get. We have to have releases for everything. Anybody that speaks, I mean, if they're just going to yell at me, like in the haunt, then we don't need it. They could be in it. But as soon as they speak, they need a release form. And then we need a release form from the owner. And then we need a release form for the the whole haunt, right? That makes it difficult. How we do it is we go there and we spend about at least 2 days, usually 3. It depends on how big the haunt is. And we get there before anybody else does. And we're doing drone work. We're going around the haunt with nobody in it, and lights on. We get all the B-roll of everything, and get as much stuff as we can. Then that's when the people start rolling in, and we get all the scare actors getting ready, and the makeup artists, and then we interview the owner, and then the owner usually walks us through. And then we go through the haunt like 3 or 4 times. Usually, well, if we're there 2 nights, we'll go there at least 2 times each day.
Okay.
Because he wants to get all the, the shots of them and me and as many things as he can possibly get. And we stay there all the way to close. And then we wake up the next morning and we do it again. It's exhausting. And I think when people have us come there, not necessarily, they don't actually know. We try to tell them, if they haven't seen the show, this is what, you're going to have to kind of be in on it. You're going to have to have an interview. You're going to have a delegate. You're going to have to be a part of it. So we can't just show up and just be like, okay, we're going to do a complete run through. Okay, see you later, bye. Which actually would be really easier. And then the editing, and people are like, when's it coming out? When's it coming out? Well, say we have 10 haunts that we shot, because that's about the max. We could do 10 to 12. I think the most we did one year was 12. And what happens is it takes about 200 hours for each one to be edited. And it's sound and it's color grading, because you can't be on a lot of these things, like, for instance, Screenbox, the thing that's Terrifier is on. They won't let you put it on there unless it's absolutely sound quality, color grading, sound effects. I mean, it's intense. So that's why it takes so long. And then they say, okay, well, it takes 2 months, but somebody might be ahead of them. We try to go in order.
Right.
So yeah, it takes a really long time.
Wow.
And sometimes people get disappointed, like, well, hey, when's it coming? When's it coming? But it does, it comes. And we never would film some place and not put it out. It's obviously it's going to come out. So yeah, it's a lot of fun, but it's really, really a lot of work. And Rich complains all the time. It's so hard, because as you know, because you guys do stuff too. I mean, your setup is incredibly hard.
We do the same. Well, not to that extent, but we do the same.
I roughly spend 1/20th that time editing a video.
Like when we go to hunts, we do the run and gun sort of thing.
Yeah.
And I'm taking multiple pictures and videos, and then I basically edit them later, and I put videos together for reels, and I edit photos and post them later in like a carousel form. So it does take time.
We divide and conquer.
Yep.
Oh, Melissa, do me a quick favor.
Sure.
Sorry, I want to grab something. I want to do a little show and tell.
Secrets.
Little secrets. I didn't eat for a second there. So I do have a question for you. When you go to a haunt, do you have like a loose structure of the content you want to get, like a template, or do you find that it like maybe?
We have it on the website, and we tell people this is what we need.
Okay.
This is what we're gonna do. We tell people that we need to have the owner or a delegate, and we need to have at least 2 people like that are going to walk us through and go, this is it. That's a serious person that's really going to tell us about the haunt and tell us how they started.
Right.
And then the kids are, the scare actors are going to tell us the funny stuff.
Oh, that's
but
cool.
basically, and then we tell them we're going to do drone work, and we tell them we're going to take pictures of everything. So some people don't want us there. Like, for instance, Netherworld, right? And it's nothing against, that's awesome. I mean, it doesn't matter. They don't need us, They have a name. Some people like magicians. They don't want people to see their secrets. You know what I mean? And we respect that. It's like, we're not for everybody. And also, I'm goofy, and some people might not like that. It's very, very branded. It's branded under Spooky Kisses. It's like, this is what you're gonna get. This is funny because some people will watch the show, love it, love everybody else's. Then when we show them theirs, like the owner, they'll be like, oh.
Oh.
Well, you don't like it. You like everybody else. We showed you this is what it's going to be. But I'm goofy. I am goofy.
Yeah.
But we really want to take it. How we want to take it is we want season 3 to be exclusive. So we're trying for Shudder and A&E. And we went to a convention for, for TV, because you can't meet these people. There's no way. So it's called Real Screen, and it was down in your area. It was down in Miami.
Okay.
So, it's really real. I would tell you guys, and quite honestly, that, and it would sound like I'm trying to stop you, but I'm not. I'm trying to help you guys. Don't waste your money and time, because as soon as you say haunted attraction, their eyes glaze over. Oh, and they don't even want paranormal either right now, because it's all about like what they can sell. And you try to tell them, well, our show is different, you know, because we want to be like Dance Moms or Cheerleader Show or like even Pawn Stars or whatever. We want to, you know, and we did have a lot of people liking it, like Discovery was promising, and people love it, and they watch the footage that we showed, like that promo, and they love it. But then they're like, where can we place this? Where can we place this? So we're still working on it. We're really trying for Shudder, which would be awesome, you know.
That would be really cool.
And we're trying, you know. And this one guy that we met with, who tried to help us, told us, no doesn't mean no, it means not today. So we're going to keep pushing, because that's the goal. That's where we really want to be. We just want to be on a regular network. And I'll tell you why, because it's kind of like, you know how they have a set time? So some person may not know that they want to watch the show, but then they see it and they go, oh, this is kind of cool. It's different. It's weird. You know, like an old lady in a chair, or like a guy in the hotel room in his underwear flipping the channels, and he might go, oh, this is weird, I want to watch this.
Right. All it takes is it's very similar to the haunted attractions too, because one of the biggest barriers for haunted attractions is just people not knowing they exist. Just getting your name out there is like the hardest battle, and then that's once people know who you are, then that opens up a lot of doors.
It kind of snowballs from there.
Yeah.
And absolutely, and also how far they've come. I mean, have you guys ever been to the ones that are just like sheets and strobe lights, back in the day?
We have
like
done
all the way back.
We've done
I'm older than you, but-
127 haunts. We've
Like
done
in Salem,
everything
just
from
like sheets and strobes lights, and you'd be like, that's it. And now
Everything from like home haunts to big haunts.
Community haunts.
Community haunts. We've done them all. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, now they're amazing. They're just so good. They've got like horses.
They've come so far, and like technology helps that too. You know, changing technology, and you know, as the years go on.
Speaking of so good, so if Rich is watching, I have a bag of Percy pigs, which you can only get in England. So he's probably getting hungry right now. You get these at Marks and Spencer's. Sorry, I'm like addicted to these
I've had
things.
some of them, and they're really good.
They're so
I've heard
good.
of those.
Oh,
I wish they were frozen, because I would have some right now.
what? You have to put them in the freezer.
What? Why?
Okay,
You? Really?
never mind. He'll know what I'm talking about. Yeah, they're like a gummy candy. They're really, really good.
Oh, you just wait for them to thaw out. And then
Well, they thaw as you eat them.
do they really?
Yeah.
I did not know
So
that.
good. Yeah.
Can we test it out?
Wait, we can. You want? No,
Can I?
we don't
Okay.
eat on the show.
Oh,
We'll try
okay,
one
that's
later.
true. Okay.
All right. Who do we got in here? We got Jackie. We got Kira's in here. Awesome. Hi from Brighton Asylum. Oh, that reminds me. One thing I do want to show before I forget is your website here, because one of the really cool things about your website, SpookyKissesHaunts.com, is when you are looking at that, and this is something I was looking at a little bit earlier, is the awesome website. Definitely bookmark it. Go there. You can learn more about the show. But one of the things that I was really interested in is actually how many of the same haunts we've been to. We've been to a ton of the
let's
same
talk about that.
stuff. So let me grab that window real quick. There we go. Okay, so on SpookyKissesHaunts.com, bookmark it. I'm going to go up here to the Haunts tab. You can see all the things, you get all the social media, and learn all about the things. It links out to a lot of the videos and everything here, but check out the awesome pictures. Love this stuff. Right after my own heart right there. Oh, so good. So good. Love it, love it, love it. Moving on down here, starting to see some familiar places and names here. I'm going to make this a little bit bigger, but let's see. So we have also been to Haunted Overload. Loved it.
Love it.
Let's actually go back in time. That was 2024.
Okay.
Let's go way back to the beginning, because you've only been doing this since 2021 officially, which is,
That's right.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
I mean,
Oh, wow.
but dang, I can
Yeah.
only imagine where you're going to be like 4 years from now.
For real.
Accepting an
Please
Emmy,
let it be on a network.
hopefully.
You know, exclusive. That would be so awesome.
Only way up is from here, right?
Yeah.
'Cause Up
That's
is the
right.
only way up from here.
Right.
Gotta keep going.
Started off Haunted Overload here, awesome. And then going into 2022, and this is actually where we've been to a lot of these. We've been to Eloise. I've been
Johnny's
to Eloise.
been to Eloise. I
which
haven't
was-
been yet.
It's crazy,
It
right?
looks so
That
good.
There you have like it's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. in
I
there.
can't wait to finally get there.
Such a good haunt.
It's like amazing.
So good. And then the sister haunt to that is Penhurst, and that's going to be in Pennsylvania.
Let me tell you something. 'cause
Penhurst
you were
was
talking
awesome.
That Jim Warner, Penhurst is so creepy. It's so scary, even without that haunted stuff, and even
Yeah.
without the haunt. It's just like you feel it. You know, It's just like a just a weight. It's really, really creepy in there, and it looks creepy. It's like the buildings are amazing.
Yes.
Because it's you guys, have you been there, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we went there. Yeah, we went there a few years ago.
I just think that's so
So
creepy.
good.
don't you
It
think?
just the overwhelming feeling.
Yeah.
Yes, feels
Yeah, do you
creepy.
feel that?
Yeah, I feel
like
like
a
there.
presence
See, I
there.
grew up right outside Detroit, so Eloise was always like a urban legend where I grew up. Like
Oh,
it was,
wow.
it was like the.
So you knew about it before it was
Oh
a
yeah,
haunt.
like when it was like a legit. When I was growing up, I'm not going to go into my age, but like when I was growing up, it was still, I believe, in use as the
Oh,
previous
wow.
facility, the mental health
Yeah.
facility. And it was kind of like a thing, and then they put the haunt in there, and it was weird. It was like going home. It was
And,
kind
and
of
it's actually haunted,
yeah.
right? You said.
Oh yeah, they do all kinds of stuff there. That was awesome.
Creepy.
We've been to Markoff's. We went to Markoff's last year.
Markoff's.
Isn't that place so cool?
It is
and it's
so
Paul,
cool.
It's Paul's birthday today.
Oh, happy
If
birthday.
he's watching.
It's a
I
little
don't know if
hangout
he's watching.
spot. You know, when you're not doing the haunts, you just hangout spot in the middle there. Like, it is so cool.
Yeah.
Like,
It's
I enjoyed it a lot.
Really cool.
Yep.
So
The
good.
people
I
that
love
work
the
there
vibes.
are a lot of fun too. Did you guys see the Cowboy Town?
Oh yeah.
Yep.
I wish I had that in my backyard. I'd throw parties in that. That is so.
That was fun. Yeah, Kara got shot in the head there.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, we
The
yep.
Viking boat. They're amazing, like Overload. They got the big
The
structures and the big
scale,
things.
yeah.
I
the
love
the
it.
UFO.
I love them. I'd go back
Oh, the
there.
alien part? Yes.
Yeah, the alien
Yep.
part. I love those guys. Yeah, that's a really, really cool one.
Feel the Screams,
Feel,
Pennsylvania.
feel
Yep, we did
screams.
Feel
Oh,
the
you
Screams.
actually got a. Yep.
I love Phil the Screams so much.
So good.
I think Phil the Screams is actually one of my favorites. And Jim and Jean, the owners, I thought I was scared to go there for a couple of reasons. Like, they look like people that would make fun of me in high school.
Aw.
I'm scared of them, but they're really awesome.
Yeah.
And then, like, when I almost didn't go because they could touch you, but then somebody that I knew from another haunt said, they're only going to touch your head or your ankle or whatever. So I was like, okay, I'll do it. And I love it there. I love those guys.
It was
So
a lot of
good.
fun. We loved it. Yeah.
A great crew. Everybody we met there was amazing. Yeah, Jen,
Isn't
Jean,
it
everybody.
amazing? And
Yeah.
you know, on the off season, they shove everybody because everybody wants to work there. And they only open the 2 buildings and they shove all the actors in there. So it's like so cool. There's an actor everywhere, every place, you know?
Yeah, it was so good. These
Those
are
are really scary
You've been to so many if there was like a Mount Rushmore of like haunts to do before you die. You've got
Absolutely,
so
that
many
is-
things.
That's really good. I love them.
Obviously, Reaper's Revenge.
Reaper's
I mean,
Revenge. We had a
Yeah.
lot of fun with. Yes, it was such a
scale
good
and
time.
just, so good.
The
It's beautiful.
the
It's
hayride.
like a Broadway show.
And the things I love about like northern haunts is you have hay rides.
Yeah.
You know, and which
but
you don't
Sir
have a lot
Henry's
down
does it.
here.
We just did Sir Henry's. They got one.
And Sir Henry's, they're the only one in Florida that has one, but up
You
north
know
is
what?
like
They're
covered
amazing.
in them.
Yeah.
That's an amazing haunt. We haven't put that out yet.
Okay.
But yeah, that's coming up.
Yeah.
That's a really cool. I love the guy he comes out with a horse before he
Oh
even
yes.
Oh, yeah.
so good. Yes.
They
You
just did
guys
like
must spend
a.
a
They
lot of
recently
time
did the
there,
halfway to
right?
Oh yeah,
Halloween.
we
yeah,
we
they
go.
did the
They
Western
they
one.
live. Oh well, Zach and everybody, Sir Henry's. They're about maybe 30, 40 minutes away down the freeway. So we're there a lot. We go to all their off-season events. They're really good friends.
That's a cool haunt, and I love it.
I love
it.
how they do the
That's-
hayride because not many haunts down here in Florida have hayrides.
Yeah.
So
It's so artistic. You know what? The trees in Florida have that weird moss, right?
Yeah.
And I thought those guys did it because we don't have that up here.
No.
So I was like, how'd you do this? And then I realized, wait a second, I'm an idiot because there's moss all the way up on the trees like that. You know, the
Yeah,
really creepy.
yep.
Really immersive.
very
I was like, well,
the effects are amazing.
How did you guys? They're like, what are you talking about?
Let's see. Barrett's is on my list. I haven't been to
You gotta
Barrett's
go
yet.
there.
I
You
heard
gotta
it's
go there.
amazing.
They won.
Barrett's.
They were part of the you know, the they
Haunt Tour?
they won an award, and I can't even think now because they were in Legendary Haunt
That
Tour.
one, yeah.
So they were part of that, and they, you know, it's kind of smaller, but it is so decorated. And a shout out to Barnaby. Oh yeah, before we move on with that, Barnaby, who has worked there for years, is going through a really tough time. So we wanted to help out, and if anybody buys on Amazon, because it's like $3, you know, the Barrett's Haunted Mansion episode,
Okay.
we are donating all the money to Barnaby
Oh, that's cool.
to help him.
That's cute.
Of course, I mean it's not that much. It's like it's $2.99, and then we get $1.50. But if we made
Yeah.
$1 million, we give it all to him.
Yeah,
But
and
if we only make
every
25,
helps. That's
we
really
give it all.
cool.
was like, I'm going to cross my fingers that we do all right with that, so
Yeah.
we can help Barnaby
That's
out.
nice. I like that.
That's really cool. That's really cool.
Red
Dr.
Vein?
Grimley's Haunted Trails in here. What's up?
Dr. Grim Days.
Thank you for sponsoring us. Appreciate
We
that.
love you too.
Red Vein.
Red Vein. We've been to Red Vein, right?
Yeah, Red Vein.
Virginia.
I love Red Vein.
It's
That's
so
very
good.
creative.
It was so much
The
fun.
people are-
Yep.
Yeah, it's very, very creative. They told me a weird story that they knew they made it when they bought that fat guy. They have like a fat guy that you can get, and they knew that they made it. They made it.
Is it like
'cause they
one of the
could afford
Ghost
the
Ride
fat guy.
props?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
it's
it's
like
one of the
a-
big
yeah,
ghost
it's like-
rides.
yeah,
The
it's
ones that
like
you
this
see on like
big fat
Transworld.
guy.
Yep.
That's cool.
So they were so excited. So yeah, they're really cool too.
I know.
They've been
That was a
waiting
lot
for
of fun.
that.
Yeah, that was a
Red
fun
Vein
haunt.
we owe them a
It had
return trip.
outdoor and indoor elements, so that was really cool.
Yeah, I love the
And just
part
walking through
with
the forest outside was just scary.
They have the cornfield.
Yeah.
with all the
Yeah,
snow
I remember
through. That's
that. Mm-hmm.
amazing.
Very
You know?
uneasy feeling.
Yeah, it's very like Blair Witch. They had like
It
all
really
the little
is, though.
It
They actually
is.
sent me one of the little corn like figurines I got hanging right there on the wall.
Oh yeah, there it is. Little red
cool.
vein.
Let's see what else have we been to here. I'm just kind of going to the ones we've been.
I heard
on
Bates
the-
I like
Motel
it,
was
I like
really
it.
good. Did you say
What?
that one was good? Bates Motel?
Bates Motel. We haven't been there,
Yeah.
but
You
it
haven't?
was.
That
No.
is a very like a mainstay. Like that has been around for a really long time, and
Okay.
and he's one of the first guys to do it. He's like a farmer, you know, and he did it to like I guess help his farm, and then they have hayride, and yeah, it's really. It's a good one. I think it's a classic. You guys really should go there.
Okay.
You guys really should.
Yeah, we'll
if you
definitely
can
put
at
that
all.
on the list. Let's see. Brighton Asylum, we absolutely loved.
They're
Love
awesome,
Brightness. It
aren't
was a lot
they?
of fun. It,
Shout out to
yeah,
Rich
that's a
and
cool
everybody.
one.
it was
you know
very
there.
interactive too, because they could grab you.
Yeah.
Like they could touch you.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they touched you or not, but they touched us. So, which I love. I love the interactive stuff. I don't know about
do
Johnny, but
too.
I love it. So
I think it's much more scarier.
it's
If they could
definitely
touch it,
much
it'd
more
be scary.
scarier.
Yeah.
Put your life on the line. Like, am I gonna die?
I love Frankie. Frankie is awesome, and,
Mm-hmm.
and then the two nurses that take, you know, did they throw you in a chair and wheel you down the thing,
Oh,
or
that's fun.
were they not doing that time?
We had when we went, I had a
So it was
purger
like
with
a
a bat,
slasher
that came up, like a
event,
like
yeah.
a slasher night, and then
Oh, okay.
we had someone on bunk beds. The girl on top grabbed me from the
Oh
top
my
of the
God.
bunk bed. Yeah,
And
yeah,
I-
that's a
and
really
they would-
cool. I like those guys.
Mm-hmm.
I like every single one.
I
you
know, me
can't
too.
name ones I don't.
When we go to a haunt, we want to love it. Like we
Yeah.
go in
We
with
go,
an open
like, having
mind.
fun.
We want to have
Oh,
fun.
I do too.
And it makes it so much
It's
so
so
much.
much-
better.
Like
so
I won't
much better,
watch
yeah.
anybody's show. Like say somebody else does a show on a haunt.
Mm-hmm.
I won't watch it or research it until like after. You know, because I want to be surprised.
Mm. Right.
Don't you guys?
yeah.
Or
We
no.
just like Johnny said, we go in with an open
Well,
mind.
there aren't a lot of people that do what we do.
yeah,
you know?
that's true. That's
true.
true.
I
I mean,
Yeah.
there are some like usually when I reference some other sort of thing, I'm looking for. I need a haunt to do in Wyoming, so then I go into other resources to try
yeah.
to network, or we meet people at Transworld or something like that. That's
Right.
kind of how we network and do the things. But yeah,
We did 13-hour, right? Didn't we? Did we do?
no, we did 13th. We did another one, but it was in another state.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Let's see. I don't know. Sir Henry's Haunted Trail, obviously, we
Sir
love
Henry's
them.
Haunted Trail. We
So
love them.
we've probably been to about 10 of the same haunts. That's cool.
Wow, I
that's pretty
wouldn't
cool.
be surprised because you guys have been doing this longer than you know we have, and
Well,
so
we-
I wouldn't be surprised.
Well, Johnny's
What would
been
be
doing
your
this since
bucket list?
2015.
Who's on your bucket
See,
list?
here's the
guys?
thing though, is like all my bucket list haunts I've done actually.
Did you do that one on the boat? What is it? St. Mary's or what's it
Not the
called?
Queen Mary.
Queen
I haven't
Mary.
been to
I wanna do
California
that.
yet. That's on the list.
Not scary fun.
I had a bucket list of haunts, and it was like all the ones I wanted to do, and I actually got through that list. But now, because our long-term goal is to do one haunt in every state, so
Right.
we're like 27 states in, and now we got to head west to the Mississippi to start doing things. So
Have you guys gone to Texas yet? I haven't.
we did
We
Dark
did.
Hour.
We
last
did
year.
Dark Hour. We did Texas Haunters Convention.
Yep.
Last
okay.
year, 2 years ago. Yeah,
Last year.
last year. Yeah.
It all
what's
blends
weird?
together.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Tell me if you agree with this. It's like the East Coast people are all here, and it's almost like they don't know what the other side of the country is even doing. You know what I mean? It's like it's sort of weird. It's almost like two separate situations.
It's well, I
You know?
mean, east of the Mississippi, all the haunts and states are really close together, and then west of the Mississippi, they are significantly more stretched out. But we've been to.
Oh, I got one for you.
Yep.
Haunted Hills Farm in Georgia.
Okay.
Because the actors are amazing, and I know some of them are watching. I'm not just saying it at you guys because I know some of you are watching.
Yeah,
but
from Haunted
they're
Hills
really
Farm
good.
in
Oh, that's
Georgia. Like, tune in.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I really think you guys should check that out. They it's really cool, and I don't want to spoil it for you, but it's really actor based.
Okay.
And yeah, I really enjoyed it.
I really love
it
actor-based
shocked me.
haunted
And
houses.
another one that was really cool that just started, which amazed me too, is Lincoln Mills in where's it? Philadelphia.
Philadelphia.
Because they've only been doing it for a few years, and I was like, oh, I don't want to do that one. They've only been doing it for a few years, and then it blew my mind.
Nice.
It did, because the guy that runs it, he's an architect, right?
So
And,
so it's very sound. It's not going to collapse
oh my
on you.
God, it's crazy. It's like one of the story ones.
Okay.
It's like a story,
That's
which
cool.
I never know what's going on.
I do
but
like
it's
it.
still
I like the
scary.
backstory. I like knowing what's
Well,
going on in a haunted house.
Yeah.
This was
You know
like
what I
a
mean?
story. You know how like it's a story, right? And you're like, I kind of get it, but I'm still
Mm-hmm.
scared. I don't know.
Well, I mean, you got to think most. I would say most like muggles. Most
Yeah.
normal
Haunt
civilian
muggles.
people
Normal
that go
people
through a
that
haunt,
go to haunt.
they're not really invested in the story.
just
They're like,
wanna get
that's a
scared.
crazy,
Yeah.
that's a crazy slasher, that's a crazy hillbilly or something like that. You know, like I did ask, I think it was our friend Scott Swinson. I asked him about the story and why they're so detailed. And he told me that a lot of times with the story, that's to keep them in bounds, you know? So like some
okay.
hardcore people that are really into haunts may get more
They get
out of the
into it.
story, but the story is
Yeah.
mainly to keep them so you're not, having aliens inside of a,
Although
Dracula
that-
trail.
That would be fun. I
Yeah,
mean,
that would
hey,
be fun
That
for
would
me.
be fun.
what
though.
vampire aliens? I'm down for it.
That's fine.
I'm all about
Vampire
having
redneck
fun.
aliens?
I love having a
Come and see
story,
the
but I also
Pelicans.
like mass chaos.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
I like mass chaos. I like two different things. I like really gross, like Field of Screams, which
Okay.
I think is gross,
So
you know,
cool. Yeah,
and also
same.
Fright Farm,
Mhm.
really gross. And they're kind of similar in a sense.
Mm-hmm.
And then I like the really beautiful, like Overload
Oh, same,
and
same.
Markoffs.
Yep.
They're gorgeous. You know, wow. How
I
did they
like
do
looking at
this,
everything,
you
but
know?
I
Just
like getting
getting-
scared at the same time.
Yeah, just I
Oh,
love
yeah.
I love
I'm
the
always scared.
spectacle.
I'm scared of
No,
everything
same.
so
I'm
much,
I'm
I
the
think
scaredy
it's
cat here.
Yeah.
And Johnny. That's why Johnny always goes behind me so
They
he can watch me
still
get scared.
scare us. They still get
I
us.
have
I
to
still
go in by
I've seen
myself,
Johnny get scared
guys.
though.
I go in
kinda
by
great to see.
myself. Do you know how scary that is?
That's rough.
And I gotta walk slow.
I've gone through by myself a few times. Johnny sent me through with a scare cam by myself. It is pretty terrifying.
I
I'm
have
not
to
gonna
go
lie.
slow because Rich walks backwards. Now you know
Oh.
our secret. But and then he goes, stay back, because I can't get the whole show. And I'm like,
You're being directed.
You're being directed.
That's
I
awesome.
know, and I'm like, and people say, well, how scary can it be? Because, you got the camera. I think he's not gonna help me. And he's kind of like
Actually makes it
several
worse.
feet away.
It does actually, yeah.
Yeah. Characters love to perform.
They do.
Oh
They're-
my
and they'll
God,
get
but
you
yeah,
too, especially
no,
when you're
and
alone.
And they also know that they can also pick me up and throw me around,
Yep.
which they do.
That's me. That's right here. That's me.
Yeah.
I love the
And
interactiveness.
I'm cool with it. But
And
he's
I'm
like,
totally cool
they're
with
like,
it.
oh yeah, you're faking it. You're not really that scared. I am really that scared. I
No,
am.
it's me too. I get like startled
You're
and caught off
gonna
guard.
come with me one day if I run into you at a
Please,
haunt,
we should do a haunt together.
and you and I go in together because it's really fun to go with scared.
It would-
Yeah,
it
that'd
would
be
be
great.
so much fun.
Yeah,
Yes,
we'll
it would be
film
so
it.
much fun. We could film our reactions. It would make a great
Yeah,
video.
it would be great.
It would absolutely.
You get scared in the
set
front, I'll
something
get
up.
scared in the back. It would be great. It would be a good time.
What's up? Got scary face in here. All
Mm-hmm.
the people. That's awesome. Say that, everybody. If you are part of a haunt, let me know in the
Yes.
comments. Tag your haunt. We'd love to see that.
Let us know in the chat. Haunted Hills is tapping in. Look at this.
That's cool.
Yay.
Haunted Hills represent. We got
pretty
two
I
from
knew
Haunted
it.
Hills.
I knew that some people from there were here.
All right, so we got to go into the questions here. So let's go ahead and switch over to
10
our
Oh, is it gonna be hard?
10 questions. What is a square
Okay,
root
let's
of
see if I can answer
62?
'em.
I don't know actually. Do you know that?
I don't know any math.
Uh-oh.
Ooh, ominous.
Here we go.
music.
Ominous. All right, 10 questions with Spooky Kisses Haunts. Are you ready?
I hope so.
Okay, some of
Can
these
I
are
call in
pretty.
an answer?
You can call. You can phone a
You know
friend.
how
Phone
like
a
they
friend.
do that?
Lifeline.
Oh,
All right. So let's go over these. First question. So you already kind of went over this, the process of creating an episode. You know, you show up, you do the thing. So we already got through that one.
Good.
And then, so this is actually good, because this is a question that I was going to ask you is, are there any dream haunts that are on your list? Like, have you already started planning for next year?
Well, I do want to go to the Queen Mary one.
Nice.
And I want to go to Dent Schoolhouse. And what I really would like to do is
good.
just buckle down. Like, Dent Schoolhouse would be my mainstay, but I want to just go to Ohio and hit, like, all the haunts
You
there
can.
that are really good.
I mean, you do like
Actually,
the whole
we
day
have, right?
thing, but like haunts, they're all like, you can do Dent and USS Nightmare on the same night. They're all like 15 minutes away from each other. It's crazy.
Yeah, but we got to get
know.
everything, so we'd have to be there for several days.
Yeah,
You know?
like the 4
But I'd
haunts we
like
did
to
in
do
one
it.
night
Have
there.
you guys done Haunted Hoochie now?
Oh, yeah.
We did, yes. Actually, that was one of the first
wanna
haunts he
do
took
it,
me
but
to.
it can't be a show because we're rated PG-13.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
It's dirty. It'd be like bleep, bleep,
It's
bleep, bleep, bleep.
to me, it was the Haunter's Haunt. It was like when I was trying to impress my haunt friends coming up in the haunt industry.
Yeah,
I was
when
there, they were like,
Johnny-
Haunted Hoochie's amazing. You got to go. And I was like, okay, hey, sir.
It's a haunter's haunt, for sure. I mean, I saw things in that haunt
Did you
I've never
do a
seen
show
before in my
on it,
life.
You guys? Did you do a show on it?
We talked about our experience there, but we weren't allowed to film or really do anything there, so we just kind of talked around it.
Too dirty.
But yeah,
It was
it's
very
a little,
dirty.
It's a little
Very,
crazy.
very dirty.
Yeah. All right, we got next one here. So, who plays you in the Spooky Kisses movie,
Oh, that's a good question. I don't know.
and who directs?
Ooh, let's see.
Yeah, I really don't know that
trying to
one.
think of some actresses.
I'll call in an answer for that one.
Okay.
Because whoever would play with me would probably be dead now.
Okay.
Winona Ryder.
Winona Ryder.
That would
Yep.
be awesome,
All right.
wouldn't it?
She kind of,
But I don't know if she's
yeah.
goofy enough to play me.
She
you
can,
know,
she can
It's a
be.
little.
She can be.
Yeah, she gets a little
I
crazy
do
out
love
there.
her.
Yeah.
I do love
I can
her,
see
and
it.
that's very
Yeah.
flattering.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Well, obviously, if Winona Ryder, we'd have to get like Tim Burton to direct.
Yeah.
It'd be like a gothic,
Yes.
a gothic.
Please,
Spooky
yes.
Kisses.
The best director.
Wouldn't
Let's
that
go.
be a dream? That would
Yeah.
be so awesome.
That's cool. Awesome. Next one here. What is your favorite post-haunt snack or drink?
Ooh. Who asked this?
These are our questions.
These are generated.
These are ChatGPT.
Oh, post.
These are coming in just now, actually. Rapid fire.
Oh my gosh. I after a haunt, I'm like usually so freaked out that I'm not even eating. You know, we get out so late that like I
Yeah.
guess it's not really a favorite, but I guess we've grabbed Burger King and stuff like
Okay.
that
Let
because
me
like
see
you
Burger
know,
King.
it's
Oh, wait,
open.
Go for a Whopper.
Do you guys have Waffle House up in the Northeast?
Oh yeah,
I think
but
they do.
they're
Yeah,
so
you got
creepy.
Waffle. Yeah.
That's actually fun to go to
Heck
because
yeah.
it's
You got
just
White
like a
Castle
show
up
in
there too,
itself.
right? Don't you have White Castle?
Some states.
New
Some-
Jersey does.
Yeah, because
Oh,
we went to
okay.
Brighton
Don't really
Asylum. We
use
went to White Castle.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
Johnny loves his White Castle.
Yeah. That's one of the reasons
yeah,
we went to
murder
Brighton
burgers
Asylum.
they call them. You heard that right?
What?
They call them murder burgers.
Yeah, I
Because
grew
I
up
used
on
to
them.
live in New York,
White Castle?
and it
We-
hurt
well,
your
we-
stomach.
I know, but we have them in Orlando now, and they're a Detroit kind of staple. So,
Oh, okay.
so I have a hardened stomach and a very soft stomach.
It's too. I can't.
And we have a Portillo's
Matter of fact,
too.
I had White Castle yesterday.
Actually, I had Portillo's a few weeks ago.
Nice.
It's always nice.
I like candy. Like I like Twizzlers. And stuff like that.
Oh,
You need
we
some
always gotta
Percy
have candy,
Pigs.
especially
Yeah, I
when we
like
go on the road. Gotta have them sweet snacks.
Yep.
But you talked about having energy drinks, right? You have energy drinks at the haunts?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ghost,
I do,
Ghost
but
Energy.
they're just vitamin B ones. I'm like, you know, but they work.
Yeah.
They
They're just
really do
powdered
though.
Ones and,
I always have two
yeah,
energy
it's
drinks and a
kinda
coffee.
like-
No.
It's probably
Sounds
not
healthy, doesn't it?
But
I
I
love
space
coffee.
them out. I don't
love
have them like
coffee
back to
and
back.
vodka, right? You got coffee and vodka. I'm coming. You know?
Oh, I don't drink
Our,
alcohol.
our
like that.
alcohol and haunts do not mix for
They
us.
don't.
Not.
I gotta
no
keep
drinking?
myself awake because I don't get any sleep during the haunt season. Mike, my sleep
Oh
schedule
no, I
is
won't
severely
drink that
messed
at a
up.
haunt. I won't drink that at a haunt. Because I have to be sober because I might make a jerk of myself. Like I made a jerk of myself at that thing, the real screen thing I told you about, and I got drunk because I was unhappy because everybody looked like they worked in a bank, and I tripped over some chairs and I
Aw.
made fun of A&E. So that was kind of embarrassing.
Oh no.
Suck it, Annie.
Hey, Marcy! Are you working at A&E? I got dragged out of there.
That's awesome. All right, next
come on.
one. Okay, pretty easy question. How do you measure success?
Ooh. Success, you know what? How do well, I could answer this in a different way.
Okay,
What would be my dream
sure.
with all this?
Yeah.
And you're gonna, you might
like
laugh.
like your end goal. Like, what do you see this?
My end goal,
going?
my dream, would be to walk on Stephen Colbert.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
And sit there
Okay.
and talk to, and that would be my dream. And then have the lights go out and then scare actors everywhere to
That would be
attack the
awesome.
audience.
I
And then I could be like, because I used to sell stuff, I still sell crap. I'd be like, okay. And once I do it, I'd be like, okay, Steven, now I'm back to eBay. Start to sell stuff on eBay.
I've made it.
Just quit. No, I'm just joking. But that would be really cool. I would, if I could really have a dream, that would be something that would be so awesome.
Awesome.
That's really cool. I like that.
All right, next one. What is the easiest and hardest part about what you do?
Ooh, the hardest part is trying to run around remembering to get people to sign those stupid release forms because they don't want to do it. They're like, oh, I forgot, but can I do the interview anyway? And I'm like, yeah, okay, but then you got to make sure you sign this thing because then we can't use it. And then usually we don't do it. So that's kind of hard. What's hard also is just the energy level, right? Because I always have to be on.
Yeah.
And because it's grueling, as you guys know, like 6 weeks on the road. So, and I've caught COVID before by the end of it. Like I get really sick because I'm around so many people. I don't know if you've gotten sick.
Oh yeah, almost every
on
year
the
we
road.
get
Trust,
that haunt
trust us,
crud.
by the end of the
Flu.
season,
Yeah.
we're pretty much dead by the end of the season.
Yeah,
Like
I've
very
gotten
low
so
sleep,
sick.
low energy levels. Yeah, it's hard.
So yeah, that's hard. The easiest part is I think it is just going and meeting everybody, and everybody is so like the haunters they're all kind of like different but the same, right? They're all really cool and artistic, and I love that. I love talking to crazy, freaky people. I just love that. I'm not really good at talking to normal people, like bank people or,
A&E.
corporate people.
A&E.
A&E? I know, oh my God.
Damn
I
you,
probably
A&E.
blew that shot. But I'm really good at talking to weirdos and freaks. So I feel
us-
right.
us
got-
too.
you get
Those
in
are
where
kind
you
of-
fit in.
Those are kind of people, like-minded people. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice. All right, next one. What keeps you motivated and inspired in the content creator / haunt grind?
Ooh. Do you know what? I think I just take it as it comes, right? Either it's going to happen or it's not. And you can't get discouraged. And you just keep fighting. You just keep going. Because you think about, the haunters and that they really want to see their show. And they really want a good show. And not just that, you have hope. But even if nothing happened, you still had fun and you have a really good story at the end of your life. You did it. You lived it,
Yeah.
and you got to live a dream that maybe it's not everybody's dream to go to a whole bunch of haunted attractions, but it's mine and it's yours,
Yeah.
right?
Definitely ours. Yeah,
Okay.
I could definitely say
there you go.
that.
So even if you don't reach the level that you really wanted to hit, you lived it. You did it.
Absolutely.
That's why I love what we do, because we get to do what we
Yes.
love.
Yeah.
We love spooky stuff, and that's
We get,
amazing.
to, we get to help our friends.
We get to help,
That's
we get
really
to help
what,
our friends
what
and help the
core
community.
of HauntScene is
Yeah.
we want to
And
help.
that's what
we
it's all
wanna
about.
grow the HauntScene family and
Yeah.
promote them. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to open the demographic. I want, I don't want people to think it's just for kids. I want it to go mainstream. I want
Yeah.
it to be big as when RuPaul started, she had a really hard time because, they probably were like, oh, we don't want a drag queen show and the Boulet brothers and all that. So I mean, if he could do it, and now there's like season after season after season, why can't we?
Yeah.
That's
I
how
agree.
Yeah. The haunts are the rock stars, man. We just got to
Basically,
put a
yeah.
spell on
Absolutely,
them.
We just
they're
we
the
promote
rock
them, and
stars.
we
I
got to
mean,
open
without
everyone's
them,
eyes to
without the haunt
what's out there.
actors,
I agree.
scare actors,
Absolutely. Everybody.
they do everything. They have so much energy. Amazing.
Yeah, good answer. All right, next one here. If you could go back in time, back to the early days of Spooky Kisses Haunts in 2021, what advice would you give yourself about starting out?
I think not to think that, like we're gonna be like just make this huge right away. Everything takes time. I guess that's probably it. Like, I think we're both naive at how hard it is to it's almost like, say when you're in a band, because we promote like we're in a band, and the same thing. It's like it's hard. Nobody's becomes like, I don't know. I can't think. The only thing I could think of is Kiss, right? I know, but you can't be Kiss right away.
Yeah.
So you have to work up to it, and no matter how you do it, you still have to go through all the motions. You got to get your social media. You have to, do all that stuff to build it. And I think that in the beginning, we were really naive.
All right. Hey, you got to start somewhere.
You gotta start. Yeah, you gotta start somewhere. Success takes time.
Yeah.
All
So
right.
that's probably the advice.
What are your favorite pieces or piece of haunt memorabilia?
Ooh, that's a tough one.
I'll make it easy. If your house was
good.
burning down and you could only grab one piece of something you got from a haunt, what would you grab?
Well, it has to be something I got, or could it be like a prop or something?
Sure.
It's
your house on fire.
If my house is on fire, I'm grabbing my 12-foot skeleton.
All right, fair enough.
Nice.
Because I love that thing.
What would you grab,
I
Johnny?
waited years to get that thing, and I finally got it.
I would grab Oogie.
I would hope so.
You know what I would grab?
But
I
the
would
piece
grab
of-
the doll. This doll is very special to me.
You can't go anywhere with that because David's always watching.
Yeah, that's a good question. That's awesome. Good answer. All right, and then the last question here. At the end of time, what do you want people to remember about Spooky Kisses?
I want it to be. I want people to remember the show and really appreciate the show, and I think normal people, just regular people, I guess, just to say, you know what, that was a fun show, and it, it's lighthearted, and I didn't have to think about my problems. And I just watched this silly show, and it removed me from my daily life. I guess that's what I want people to remember, right?
Yeah, that's a great.
That's what I want to take from HauntScene.
Right.
Yeah,
it takes me away from reality.
Yep,
That's what I like about haunts.
A little bit of
You
distraction.
don't have to think about all this serious stuff. You can just think about haunts and haunt talk. That's what we should. You know what we should do? We should get the. I know there's not that many people that do what we do, but there's like you guys, Scare Factor. Shout out to Scare Factor. There's Kevin Hasselbeck, I think his name is, and then Tampa. We should all have like a round table.
Yeah.
And meet in person and then film it and talk about like our experiences at haunts. Like, what was the weirdest thing that happened? What was the best thing that happened? What was the stupidest thing that happened?
That would be fun. I would love that very much. I always love talk about haunts, like anything that can take me away from
people
real
get
life
really
for a while.
like excited.
Yeah, it's my
share
favorite thing in the world.
experiences. Yeah, that's awesome. Very cool. Yeah, we should totally do that. All right. Well, you have made it through 10 questions.
I win.
Good job. Good job. All right, so we're going to wind this down. It is 8:58. So what we're going to do is we're just going to put the screen on you. If you want to give any shout-outs or say goodbye or give people a special message, feel free to go ahead and do
Can
that.
you just show one thing from Haunted Overload, one of those films? Because I talk so much that I didn't get to show like something. Just anything? Can you show one thing?
Give me the clips. I have the other one kind of queued up here.
Based on that, I know exactly
that
where I'd
one.
put it.
Oh, this one?
Yes.
There we go. We'll watch this clip.
I mean, this doesn't happen every day.
I don't know where Eric gets his ideas from.
I've never seen so many pumpkins before in my life.
Very excited, It kind of states a lot of people come through here.
Usually they don't hit haunts twice. Some people showed up and they're like, we've been waiting 10 years to come here. And that's pretty neat to hear,
What sort of twisted dreams he has at night.
I know they're going to be hard to scare, but I know they're going to appreciate it.
The pressure is so immense, it could be pouring rain, all this shit could go wrong. And people have literally been waiting 10 years and you don't want to let them down.
And I will never break character because this is who I am.
Your first Legendary tour. So are you nervous?
People that come through kind of like they know something. I'm up too bad.
The crowd was
very strange tonight.
A little bit, but this is different than a normal haunt.
We're at Haunted Overload in Lee, New Hampshire, and this is the legendary haunt tour tonight. Because it's a legendary haunt tour tonight, it's the legendary haunt tour with a legendary haunt tour. It's almost like the Academy Awards, the legendary haunt tour for the legendary haunt tour. And what they're doing? Are you nervous about the legendary haunt tour being here?
Absolutely not.
Look at all these people. They're freaks just like me.
This is the highlight of everybody's tour because everybody's like, I want to go to Overland. I want to go to Overland.
Tonight.
This award. This is a twofer. Not many have done it twice.
The legendary haunt tour.
The legendary haunt tour.
The legendary haunt tour.
Legendary haunt tour. Legendary haunt tour. Legendary haunt tour. Legendary.
Legendary.
Legendary. It's legendary.
Legendary haunt tour. All right.
I have a child that's called Eric.
Yeah, thank you for reminding me about that because I had that queued up.
Oh,
and
I feel so bad. I talked so much that we didn't get to show as many clips as
that's okay because really those are just teasers to get people more interested in watching more on all the different platforms and everything that they can see you on.
You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. Yes, thank you so much for being
Hopefully
on. It was a lot of fun to talk to you.
If you ever make your way back to Florida, we'll definitely make sure that we can hook up with you. And,
we'll meet in person and we'll go to a haunt.
Yeah.
If we need to do a haunt together and get scared together,
Let's do it.
I'm down. I'm down. Yep.
Let's do it.
Yeah, we'll be talking with you after the show, and but yeah, thank you so much for your time and.
Thank you guys.
That's fun.
Absolutely, that was a really fun show.
Nothing is on fire yet, so that's good.
Everything is okay for now. For now.
Tonight is young.
All right.
Tonight is young.
Well, thank you so much. Hang out on Zoom. We do appreciate you. Once again, here is the information that you need about that right there. Where are you? There we go. So make sure that you follow all the things for Spooky Kisses Haunts. Really easy to find. Spooky Kisses Haunts on everything. And then make sure you try out some Percy Pigs.
Get some Percy Pigs. These are delicious.
Yeah. All right. Well,
actually, Katie said she had some extra bags. So
I have a bunch.
Do you
I have a
bunch
whole
too?
cache, but I can't eat them.
Gotcha.
Cool. All right. Thank you so much. Have a good night. Hang out on Zoom. We'll be right back with you in a few minutes.
Okay.
Good night, everybody.
All right.
Thanks for
Bye.
coming.
All right, very, very cool. So let's go ahead and wrap this thing up. That's an awesome show.
That was a lot of fun.
She's
really enjoyed that.
Yeah, that's great. All right, so a couple things just to wrap us up here. Next show is going to be a couple weeks from now, June 3rd. It's Tuesday.
Score.
We're actually going to have Scream Score on.
That's
Scream
awesome.
Score, I think it's like an app you wear on your Apple Watch, and it measures how scared you are, and it's competitive and stuff. That actually sounds really cool. Really curious about that technology. We're going to learn about that on June 3rd, and then we got a couple other shows lined up after that. But thank you to everybody for following us. Once again, thank you to our sponsors here. Friday Night South Florida Fairgrounds, With the Terror, Dr. Gummy's Haunted Trail. That was actually in the chat tonight. Thank you so much. And the Halloween Shirt Company, thank you so much for having awesome swag. Thank you so much. Make sure you put these haunts on your list. Buy all the things from Halloween Shirt Company. I'm going to try to get a promo code for us to use for them. Okay. But that's our sponsors for this year. And if you are interested, we do have rooms for other sponsors. So please feel free to reach out to us. Thank you to our Patreon supporters, John Sebastian and Crystal Laval, SNR Travel Stories, Mark Muncie, and Coca Culture. Thank you so much. Some of these folks have been supporting us for years, so I do appreciate that.
Thank you so much for the support.
Follow our journey. Much like Spooky Kisses, we are literally HauntScene on everything. Please, please, please follow us on all the things and, do the things. And then if you're interested in sponsoring us, feel free to reach out to us on our DMs or email us or just reach out to us somehow and we will work something out. So that is going to be it for us tonight. We're going to go ahead and wrap it up. Till next time, Spookeasy.
As always, happy haunting. Have a good night.
Bye.
Bye.
Have a good night, everybody.
Give me some treats.